guys, Sean from Rainier Arms. Today we are covering another New Products Weekly video, and the first product we're going to talk about comes from Holosun, and it is the DRS-NV. So it is the digital rifle sight with the night vision. Pretty cool unit here. This is something that we've been waiting to come out for a while, since we've seen it at SHOT Show last year. So finally came in, and we've been playing with it quite a bit. So let's talk about it a little bit. So first off, it is a red dot, right? So it's going to be a red dot that has the multi-reticle system that comes with most of the Holosun sights. And what that's going to be is a 65 MOA circle with a 2 MOA dot. And you can switch that up, so you can run just a 2 MOA dot, you can run just the 65 MOA circle, or you can run them together as a circle dot. So a couple options there. The system runs off of two 18350 batteries that are rechargeable. The settings on this side for the red dot are big buttons, really easy to get to, and you're going to have 8 daytime settings as well as 4 night vision settings, meaning that you can run the red dot standalone with your night vision headset if you're not able to run the display on this. So with it, the cool part that we want to talk about is that fusion. It's a digital fusion night vision overlay, and it's pretty cool how it works. The system's going to be sitting up top here, having full controls. You got a power button. You have controls that are going to control your 8x zoom. So you have a digital 8x zoom that displays on that overlay with your red dot if you want it. You can also dim down that red dot if you're utilizing like a laser indicator or anything like that. But anyways, 8x digital zoom. You can adjust the brightness levels as well with that night vision. The other cool features are it has an internal video recording system, so you can actually record what you're doing while you're shooting. And then on the side here, it has a USB jack to plug in with their magnetic setup in order to charge and also download those videos off of that overlay. It's functioning at a 60 FPS, so frames per second, giving you a pretty good quality. And the resolution is 1024 by 768. So not like a huge window, not a huge screen that you're staring at, but it offers you a little something, especially with the price point if you're trying to get into night vision, but maybe you can't do the whole, single tube, dual tubes and pay those prices. This is pretty rad. Something to kind of point out is typically with ambient light from the moon and from the stars, you're gonna have enough light to run this night vision just fine. But if it's gonna be like real dark, you're going to need something like a laser indicator, either the Holosun laser illuminator, the IR illuminators, or something like this MAL, whatever it might be, PEC 15, whatever you wanna run. But anyways, you're gonna need something to light up really dark areas because it just won't do it enough on its own. So really cool system altogether. I mean, it's pretty big. It definitely sticks out, but the idea of being able to run night vision with your red dot all set up into one unit is pretty cool. The operating it just takes a little bit of instruction reading and getting used to how it functions. But overall, once you get it down, it's pretty quick, pretty simple. Just a quick push of the button. The power button is going to turn on your night vision. And then again, you can adjust your brightnesses, your zoom level, and all of that. So pretty excited. I'm looking forward to playing with this a whole lot more. Maybe doing some interesting videos with it later. But yeah, that is the Holosun DRS-NV. Next product I want to talk about comes from Next Level Armament, and it is their 2 suppressors. We have the NLS-9, which is a 9mm suppressor down here, and the NLS-5P, which is the 5.56 suppressor. So first off, these suppressors are direct thread only right now. The Gen 2s will have different hub compatibilities, but these right now, direct thread. The can itself is made out of 7075 aluminum with a DLC coating on there for some very good durability, and we're getting some good knurling on there, which is also going to increase the surface area, which decreases the time it takes to cool down. Okay, so let's talk about some of the other key features about this. The baffling system is what really sets this apart. In your kit, you're going to get 5 of these baffles, and you can see these baffles look pretty unique, and that's because they are. So what Next Level Armament was able to do was create some baffles that, one, you can take apart, you can pull out, and you can clean very easily, because these baffles are made out of 303 stainless steel with a titanium nitride finish, and that is going to make these cleaning of these a whole lot easier, which is then going to increase the longevity of your baffles. So love that idea. But let's look at how unique these baffles look. So as you can kind of see these cuts, right? So from this side where the gas would be flowing, it's going to be hitting that cone and it's going to be dispersing through these oval cutouts here, which again are going to hit up against the inside of the can, and then it's going to force it down these cutouts. The way that those cutouts are angled and how they're going to work creates a nice vortice. Each one of these baffles here are subsequently going to create their own vortice, and what that's going to end up doing is forcing all that air out and through this can a whole lot smoother and faster, and out through that end cap, which is a flow through. So the benefit to that is you're going to be getting a whole lot less of that gas blowback into the firearm and into your face, which is good. That's what we're trying to accomplish, and get a lot more of that going forward downrange. The decibel rating is 132.5 decibels for the 5.56, and they only plan on improving that even more so. So that's the 5.56. With the 5.56 and the 9mm can, they are both the same length at 7 3/4 inches long, and the diameter is 1 5/8 inch, so a little bit fatter than some. The 9mm obviously can go on a handgun like this if you wanted to, but probably a lot better on something like a PCC, something along those lines. But we're getting a relatively light package. This can itself is sitting at, for the 9mm, is sitting at 19.4 ounces, and the 5.56 can is going to be sitting at 19.8 ounces. So really not too heavy for a nice long can, and that's going to be because of that aluminum outer shell that we've got going on, and just overall really good craftsmanship. So there we go. These cans are pretty rad. They were at our TriggerCon event this last year, and during our range day, they had their 5.56 can, 9mm can set up, and they were being ran hard all day long, and they ran perfectly fine. But the biggest thing was everybody who shot these cans had some comment to say, and it was always something like, man, the gas just isn't that bad, or man, I barely noticed the gas in my face, because there's just so much more gas going downrange rather than spitting back into the gun. As well as those guns ran just fine as well. So they didn't have to worry about them going down, even though they were getting thousands and thousands of rounds put through them in a single day. Another cool aspect about these cans, with how well they flow, you do not typically need to do any crazy adjustments to your gas system. So you can slap this straight on, direct thread onto your rifle, and it should run. And if it doesn't, it's just going to be like the slightest change, but you're not going to have to worry about changing out buffer systems, but changing out BCGs, changing out the complete gas system itself, and having to make all these crazy adjustments to make it run reliably. These flow so well, you don't have to worry about that. All right, so these suppressors from Next Level Armament, we got the 5.56, which is the NLS 5P, and you got your 9mm can right here, the NLS 9. Jump on our website, check them out. These things are priced really, really well, especially for how awesome they are. Jump on the website, take a look at them. Right now, NFA wait times are so freaking low, it's crazy not to get a suppressor. All right, next product I want to talk about comes from our friends at FCD, Forward Controls Design, and it is the PML, this bad boy right here, which is a spin-off of the side folding backup sights project. So pretty unique looking, as we are very used to most of our offset sights being at a 45 degrees. This one is parallel, as you can see. So let's talk about that a little bit. What would be the benefits? So the benefit of a parallel system like this is when I am looking down my sight, down my LPVO, if I had a 45 degree offset, I would have to rotate that gun 45 degrees, which there's some downfalls to that. But with this parallel sight, what is nice is all I have to do, if I have my sight picture here, is drop my head down just by about an inch, and I've got a red dot in my sight picture. Bring my head back up, LPVO, red dot. Now some people can and will like to just rotate, but all you're gonna have to do to rotate is just a little bit, 10 degrees, nothing too crazy. So is that a far better option than a 45-degree offset. You know, it's just another option out there. I can see where this could be very useful because we don't have to break our hand position and everything, breaking it all down with that 45-degree. But at the same time, maybe you're not gonna like this. The configuration, as you can see, is a little bit different because it is inboard. On a right-handed shooter, it's actually gonna be on the left-hand side of this firearm. Whereas if you're a left-handed shooter, it's gonna be on the right side, which means that this plate right here is also universal for left-hand or right-hand shooters. All right, so the mount itself is constructed almost like overly constructed. It is made out of a solid piece of 70-75 aluminum. And then the clamp on the other side is gonna be made out of your 4140 steel. And then you're gonna have a black zinc coating on it. I mean, this thing is absolutely solid. It is designed to be able to take a impact. So like if I were to drop this on here, one thing it's going to do is disperse some of that force down into the handguard itself. But the mount itself is thicker than pretty much any handguard that you're going to find. It is very durable, and they did it like that on purpose so that it can be dropped, it can be hit. Obviously, you're going to want to make sure your optic that's going on there is also robust as well. You don't want something very weak and soft because it could possibly get hit, but most impacts are going to be absorbed by the mount itself. So it's solid. I mean, it's very, very solid. Now, there are a couple requirements if you want to run this mount here. One is that it has to be utilized with an LPVO optic mount that is a 1.93 or higher. Anything lower than that, and you're gonna have this turret right here getting in the way of your optic, of that red dot. So 1.93 or higher. Additionally, got to use an LPVO, and it's got to be a 30mm tube. If you run a 34mm tube, you're gonna run into, again, this turret right here. It's going to be sticking out, and it's going to be excluding some of your red dot. So it could theoretically be ran if that's something that you want to work around, but it's not necessarily what it's designed for. It's designed to work with a 30mm tube. Additionally, with this system, you are going to need an MOS plate. STD strongly recommends it being a steel MOS plate. They don't like the idea of aluminum because of putting the screws directly into aluminum, and that's why they put a helical lining inside of their mount. So when you're screwing that MOS plate to the mount, that helical lining is going to be, you know, joining with the screws, and it's a whole lot stronger than just screwing directly into aluminum. So yeah, pretty interesting. Been playing around with this quite a bit in the office, and it's pretty easy to utilize. Might be worth throwing on my PCSL USPSA setups, or PCSL for the rifle aspect, and just kind of seeing how much more I like it over a 45-degree. But there it is, right there. Hey, thanks for spending some time on another New Products Weekly video where I tell you a little bit about what we have landing on our website. Please take a little bit more time, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down in the comment section and let us know what you think about these products we talked about, or if there's any products that you want us to bring in. Again, thank you very much, and we will see you guys in the next one.